The introduction to the context of the fall of Constantinople in 1453 serves as a vital entry point to understanding one of history's pivotal events, where the Byzantine Empire's capital fell to the Ottoman Turks. This event effectively marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and is often regarded as the closing chapter of the medieval period, heralding the onset of the Renaissance and the Age of Exploration. The significance of this context rests in its geopolitical, cultural, and religious dimensions. Firstly, the geopolitical impact was profound, altering the balance of power. Constantinople, strategically positioned between Europe and Asia, had been a vital trade hub and a center for culture and imperial administration for over a millennium. Its capture opened the way for Ottoman expansion into Europe and marked a shift that influenced future European diplomatic and military strategies. Culturally, the fall of this great city led to an exodus of scholars and artists to the west, bringing with them ancient Greek and Roman knowledge that fueled the Renaissance. Real-world examples of this cultural transfer include the proliferation of manuscripts and texts which scholars like Leonardo da Vinci and Machiavelli accessed, significantly impacting Western literature, art, and science. Opinions supporting the necessity and inevitability of this event often cite the internal decay within the Byzantine polity, such as political instability and feeble military defenses, juxtaposed against the Ottomans' burgeoning power, advanced military tactics, and use of massive cannons developed by engineers like Orban. However, challenges to this narrative include critiques of Western Christendom's insufficient support for the Byzantines and the complex interplay of diplomatic relations that could have delayed or even altered the outcome of the siege. Some historians argued that the fall might have been mitigated through more robust alliances within Europe, or had the Byzantines modernized their defenses. This context directly influences other aspects of the fall of Constantinople by setting the stage for understanding the subsequent shifts in power dynamics, trade routes, and cultural exchanges. It highlights the intricate web of factors that culminated in the event and its after-effects, underscoring its role as a watershed moment in world history. Understanding this introduction lays the groundwork for examining the detailed causes, the siege itself, and the aftermath, all of which are integral to comprehending the full significance of Constantinople's fall. The historical background of Constantinople is indispensable for understanding the fall of this magnificent city in 1453. Founded in 330 AD by Roman Emperor Constantine the Great, Constantinople quickly became the heart of the Byzantine Empire, strategically situated on the Bosporus Strait, bridging Europe and Asia. Its formidable walls, rich culture, and economic prosperity made it one of the most revered cities in the medieval world, often regarded as the Queen of Cities. Constantinople's significance lies in its role as a bastion of Christianity and a cultural melting pot where Greco-Roman traditions blended with Christian influences. As the capital of the Byzantine Empire, it was a spiritual center housing architectural marvels like the Hagia Sophia, and served as a critical bulwark against the spread of Islam into Europe. Its fall in 1453 marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and symbolized a pivotal shift in power, paving the way for the rise of the Ottoman Empire. This cataclysmic event also prompted European exploration as Western nations sought new trade routes to the east, indirectly leading to the Age of Discovery. Two vivid examples underscore Constantinople's historical prominence. Firstly, the city's strategic location made it a formidable maritime trade hub, influencing commerce between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Secondly, its renowned defenses, particularly the Theodosian Walls, endured numerous sieges over centuries, reflecting sophisticated military engineering and the city's resilience. Opinions on Constantinople's influence are varied, yet recognize its cultural and economic significance. Many historians argue that its fall was a turning point that accelerated the Renaissance by driving Greek scholars to Italy, where they ignited a revival in classical knowledge. However, the city's fall is not without its controversies and alternative viewpoints. Some scholars debate the strategic decisions of its last emperor, Constantine XI, and consider whether more robust alliances with Western Europe could have averted its demise. Moreover, discussions arise on whether the fall was inevitable due to internal strife and dwindling resources. The historical background of Constantinople connects deeply with the events of 1453, shaping not only the socio-political landscape of the time, but also influencing the subsequent geopolitical dynamics in Europe and the Middle East. The city's storied past, its iconic fall, and the resultant shifts underscore a crucial epoch in world history, highlighting the constant ebb and flow of civilizations. The Siege of 1453, often referred to as the Fall of Constantinople, marks a pivotal moment in world history, leading to the end of the Byzantine Empire and the rise of the Ottoman Empire as a dominant power. This part of the narrative explores the strategies and key events that defined this historical siege. The siege commenced on April 6, 1453, when Sultan Mehmed II of the Ottoman Empire set his sights on capturing the city, strategically located between Europe and Asia, and, historically, a bastion of Christianity in the East. Key to the siege's significance was Mehmed II's use of innovative military strategies and technologies, notably the deployment of massive cannons that could breach the formidable Theodosian Walls, walls that had protected the city for over 1,000 years. The Ottomans blockaded Constantinople by land and sea, cutting off supplies and reinforcements. One particularly ingenious move was transporting ships overland from the Bosphorus to the Golden Horn, bypassing the heavy chain that blocked entrance by sea and catching the defenders off guard. The fall of Constantinople had profound implications. It marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and shifted both political and cultural power more firmly eastward as the Ottomans established Istanbul as their capital. This event also stimulated European exploration. With the land route to Asia now under Ottoman control, Europeans began seeking alternative routes, sparking the age of exploration. Support for the significance of this event is evident in the writings of historians who argued that the siege catalyzed the Renaissance in Western Europe. Many scholars fled the fallen city, bringing classical knowledge with them that helped fuel a resurgence in arts and sciences. Some see this as a period where the curtain rose on modern history, closing the chapter on the medieval era. However, the fall is not without controversy. Some critique Mehmed's tactics as brutal, which saw the widespread sacking of the city once it fell. Other perspectives focus on the lack of aid from the West, suggesting that more robust support could have altered the siege's outcome. There are also debates about the technological gaps between defenders and attackers and how these influenced the siege's dynamics. In essence, the siege of 1453 was not merely a military engagement, but an event with ripple effects across continents and centuries. It dramatically altered trade, cultural exchanges, and hastened shifts in global power structures, underscoring its crucial role in understanding the broader sweep of history. In the context of 1453, the Fall of Constantinople, the heading Ottoman Military Innovations and Tactics refers to the strategic and technological advancements employed by the Ottoman Empire that played a crucial role in capturing the Byzantine capital. This concept signifies the pivotal role that these innovations had in not only the successful siege of Constantinople, but also in the broader expansion and consolidation of the Ottoman Empire. The significance of Ottoman military innovations is underscored by their transformative impact on warfare during this period. One of the most notable innovations was the use of gunpowder artillery, particularly the deployment of massive cannons like the Basilica, designed by Hungarian engineer Urban for the Ottomans. These cannons were capable of breaching the formidable Theodosian Walls of Constantinople, which had previously been impenetrable for nearly a millennium. Another significant tactic was the construction of the Rumeli Hisari fortress on the Bosphorus Strait, which allowed the Ottomans to control naval access to and from the city, effectively cutting off Byzantine supply lines and reinforcements. These examples illustrate the real-world applications of Ottoman military tactics and innovations, showcasing how they directly contributed to the fall of Constantinople. The dramatic use of artillery signaled a shift away from traditional siege warfare and highlighted the Ottoman ability to integrate new technologies into their military strategy effectively. Moreover, control of strategic waterways demonstrated a nuanced understanding of logistics and resource control in warfare. Supporters of these strategies often emphasize the Ottoman Empire's adaptability and forward-thinking approach to warfare as key to its success. The incorporation of cutting-edge technology and strategic positioning enabled the empire to rise rapidly as a dominant regional power. However, there are challenges and controversies surrounding these innovations. Critics argue that the use of massive cannons caused indiscriminate destruction, leading to debates about the ethical implications of utilizing such overwhelming force. Some suggest that the fall of Constantinople was not solely due to military prowess, but also a result of the deteriorating state of the Byzantine Empire and internal strife. The integration of military innovations and tactics also relates to other aspects of the Ottoman conquests, highlighting their emphasis on centralized imperial expansion and the remaking of former Byzantine territories. By employing advanced military strategies, the Ottomans were able to lay the groundwork for what would become a centuries-long empire, shaping the geopolitics of the region and influencing subsequent military confrontations and the nature of warfare in the early modern era.